John. What's your last name, John?
Kohler.
Kohler.
Yeah.
From OK Raw. That's his YouTube channel. And we're talking about organic food right now. So you're saying you don't eat watermelon that's non-organic because you've had an experience with it.
Right.
But for most people, non-organic watermelon shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I eat non-organic.
Right, yeah, I mean, so what happened to me is even though, watermelon a lot of times appear on the Clean 15 list, and even the watermelon I bought was actually considered NutriClean certified, which is a certification program to detect pesticides that a local store had near me. And it was NutriClean certified, so I'd buy it like, okay, it's clean, doesn't have stuff on it, but it's still, I broke out, and it happened more than once. So, I always encourage people to listen to their body when not eating organic. I mean, I always encourage people to buy organic whenever possible, and more importantly, even grow their own in nutrient-dense soil using compost and rock dust. But, you got to do the best you can. If you want to eat some watermelon, and, that's eating a non-organic watermelon is far better than eating a Snickers bar or candy and other stuff. But, you might want to look for organic options. I mean, I know a lot of places in the country may not be so lucky to have, a wide selection of organic fruits at good prices. Then guess what? Do the best you can, and,
Are there any fruits that are non-organic that you say are okay? Like watermelon you've had an effect with, but other fruits that you say, like oranges or something? I
won't say that are okay. What I'll say is that, there's non-organic fruits that I'll eat because, if I to expand my repertoire of what I could eat, because, people think, oh, you're on a raw food diet, you only eat fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds. It's already so small. So, I don't want to, limit myself. So, for example, just about 2 weeks ago, I had some jackfruit. Jackfruit in the continental United States, unless you're in Florida and they're growing it there, I've never seen organic jackfruit. So you can say, oh, I only eat organic fruits, but then you'll never get to enjoy things like jackfruit.
Right, depending on where you live.
Depending on where you live, So, I mean, other things that I'll eat that are non-organic, like this morning at the breakfast bar, I got the watermelon and then also got some pineapple. So, I'll eat some non-organic pineapple, but it's not like I make my diet out of non-organic pineapple. I eat, I'm going to actually go up to the room and juice the pineapple with, all these organic oranges and tangerines.
Yeah.
So, it's not like all organic or all nothing. I try to do a 95% of my diet is, organic. I might eat non-organic avocados. That's fairly regular, especially when the price differential is, significant. And sometimes I'll do non-organic mangoes.
Do you find that wherever you travel to, it's hard to find organic? Like we're in Sedona right now, and finding ripe fruit especially. Do you find that hard? Like everywhere you go, you travel a lot, right?
Yeah. So actually, I'm giving a talk on traveling tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and I'll give all my tips in there. But traveling raw, it's super simple. I researched. Unfortunately, at this time of year, there's not really any farmers markets in this area. But I've stopped, on the drive here, I stopped at 4 stores alone to just stock up on produce. Plus, because I drove here, I brought about 50 pounds of produce with me. So, you have to plan ahead, because even at a raw living expo like we're at today, as wonderful it is, you have to plan ahead because there's not the volume of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables that I would like people to be eating here. They have a lot of dried foods. I don't like to put labels on things. While I will say I'm a plant-based, raw food eater. That's about the biggest label I like to put, and I admire and respect many of the different camps in raw foods, whether it's just, eating a higher fat and more greens with no fruit, or the 80-10-10. What I do is I kind of and recommend everybody is find out what program works for you, and don't be so dogmatic, oh, I can only do 80-10-10. If I have one extra nut, I'm 11% and I'm out of the club.
Yeah.
That's just all BS, man. You guys just need to do the best you can. Find out what works for you. What I recommend is eating a high percentage of fruits and vegetables as the majority of your calories. And I ramp up my fats up to 25% max on an average daily basis. I like between 15 to 20% is where I feel the best at. But everybody needs to find out where they're at and get a wide variety of foods. Don't just eat 30 bananas a day and a head of romaine for dinner. I definitely do not recommend
I've heard you talk about that, how you were at a date farm. You're saying, I don't eat dates every day, I don't eat bananas every day, I change it up. So variety is definitely
variety is key. I mean, every different food, absolutely. I mean, I eat seasonal. Yeah. This year I had so much citrus. I mean, I had hundreds of pounds of citrus for the last 2 weeks because it's citrus season in California.
Nice.
And I got cactus pears from California, so it's very important to eat seasonally, because then also your diet will change. You're not just eating, we could get bananas year round, but I mean, I rarely, unless I'm in like Florida or Hawaii or the tropics where there's bananas growing, I rarely don't eat bananas unless I just can't get anything else.
Thanks so much for this interview.
All right.
And if you're ever in Chicago, look us up. We're Easy Raw Food on.
I'll be there in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah? Okay. Maybe we can get together and make another video or something.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Joe.
Thanks.
Thank you.